People think entrepreneurship is like wearing that mask from Jim Carrey's movie, where suddenly the moment you wear the mask, you turn 360 degrees like 100 times and you develop these superpowers for you to build a scalable, profitable, cash-rich business right from day one. But when they start their business, reality hits and no such thing happens. If you're one of those who thinks that entrepreneurship is like this merry-go-round where you're going to have this joy ride, and in this joy ride you're going to make a lot of money by default just because you're an entrepreneur, then I want you to watch this video, because I want to break down for you 10 realities that every person needs to confront when they are becoming an entrepreneur or when they are an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur myself for the last 14 years, and I can tell you, out of 14 years of experience in entrepreneurship, my first 8 years weren't that great. Now, I'm not inflicting my experience on you and saying that what I went through is what you will go through. But let me tell you this. In my first 8 years of building a business, here's what happened with me. In the year 2012, I went through a 70 lakh loss and a 45 lakh rupee debt. And that was the phase where I realized that all these words like vision, passion, purpose, mission, all of these are hollow, meaningless words that we use to keep ourselves motivated and inspired without really checking the ground realities of our own business. In fact, I've heard so many people go one step further and saying that money is not important in business, it's just about making a difference, or it's just about enjoying the journey. While I agree it's about making a difference, while I agree it's about enjoying the journey, I also feel that we are somewhere blinded by all this motivational videos, motivational content that makes us believe this make-believe world that entrepreneurship is a beautiful experience that everybody needs to go through, and it's the most amazing feeling to be an entrepreneur. Well, let me tell you this. The day I hit my losses and the day I confronted that I was in a trap of debt, it was not a very good feeling. And I want to break down for you in this video 10 realities that you need to be connected to while you're starting your business or while you're building your business, so that you're not blinding yourself just on plain motivational or positive thinking or feel-good thinking, because at the end of the day, your reality is what reflects in your emotions. And if your reality is not in the right place, then those emotions can just be misleading or a cover-up. In my experience of working with thousands of entrepreneurs on a weekly basis, here's what I have also realized. Most entrepreneurs are not connected to the realities of building a business. Most entrepreneurs are just floating in the clouds, feeling proud of the fact that their business card reads CEO or founder, and are just going with the flow. Don't be fooled by the clothes people wear, the ties and the suits they put on themselves. Don't be fooled by the cars people drive, because most entrepreneurs are actually living a lie. Most entrepreneurs are actually not making the required money. Most entrepreneurs are living out of their credit cards. The reality of business needs to be something that you need to confront as a person who wants to start a business or as a person who's starting a business. Because if you don't confront these realities, then you are like that frog in a pot of water which is slowly put on a sim, and you are burning and boiling, but you're not realizing that the water is right now boiling, and slowly, before you know, the water gets really hot and you die in that water. This is what happens to most entrepreneurs. They're in that pot of water called entrepreneurship, and they think this is the dream, this is the dream life, this is their mission, this is their passion, this is their vision. But slowly the heat is going up and up, and before they know, their business is financially dead. So I want you to understand what those 10 realities are that you need to be connected to, so that you can be a more conscious entrepreneur and you can take action in the right direction to build a consciously profitable business. Now, before I go there, I want you to make sure that you watch this video till the end. Not just because you're going to learn about these 10 realities in this video, but towards the end of this video, I want to invite you to continue the learning journey with me, because I know for a fact that if you give me 4 hours of your time and come into that training that I want to talk to you about towards the end of this video, you will thank yourself for making that decision, because those 4 hours have the power to alter your life forever. So let's dive into these 10 realities, and then let's talk about what I need from you and why I want you to invest 4 hours with me towards the end of this video. So let us first understand why is it important for you to understand these realities. Because I want you to consider this. Most entrepreneurs have been sold the idea that entrepreneurship is living the dream life and being in a job is a rat race. Let me tell you this. Whoever says jobs are a rat race, I always tell them this, that you make a statement like job is a rat race because you don't understand that the reality is that entrepreneurship is a termite fight. Most entrepreneurs get squished like termites and make no money in their business. They just get excited by all these stories they read in the media about Byju's getting funded or Uber getting funded or Amazon or Flipkart, and they think that's their game. But in reality, they don't have the foundation to be able to build even a stable business, leave alone a successful business. So let's look at what those 10 realities are that you need to understand while you are exploring the journey of entrepreneurship. Here's reality number 1. Value creation is more important than valuation. Let me repeat that for you. Value creation is more important than valuation. Most people today are jumping onto this bandwagon of entrepreneurship because they are hearing stories of a particular founder raised this much funding, another founder got this much investment, another founder made so much money by raising that kind of an investment. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Valuation is like iski topi uske sar. Without value creation, valuation is just hollow. It's a PR activity. It's just selling a dream to someone who will sell that dream to somebody else and who will sell that dream to somebody else, and eventually they'll hit a dead end or they'll go for an IPO and just drain out the public's money into an enterprise just based on their PR value, not on their actual business value. Value creation needs to be your number 1 priority as a business owner. You need to ask yourself, how is our product or service solving a significant problem or fulfilling a significant need or desire for which people are willing to spend their money? And it's important that people spend their money. It's not just about going out there and distributing stuff for free with the hope that you're building your data, building your list, and eventually having nothing or no means to leverage that database and make actual money in the business. So value creation needs to be your number 1 priority, not just chasing valuations. So that's the first reality you need to confront in your business. The second reality is start to learn. Don't start to earn. The first 700 days of your business journey, your focus needs to be on aggressive action with no expectation of result. I'll tell you why this is so important. A lot of people start with big dreams, but when they don't get the required traction initially in their business, they lose connection to those bigger dreams and they get stuck with smaller realities of just month-to-month sustenance and month-to-month survival. They reduce the size of their goals, they diminish the size of their goals, and they start working only for monthly income generation. Let me tell you this, if your priority is monthly income generation, then jobs are the best vehicle for you. Entrepreneurship is about wealth creation. Wealth creation happens through value creation, and through this process of value creation, you first have to go through a deep process of exploration. And that's why those first 700 days, you need to take consistent and massive action, even if you're facing rejections, even if you're facing failures, even if your plans are not working as per plan, even if your wishes are not coming true. Because at the end of the day, those 700 days, those first 700 days are learning days. They are not earning days. But what happens is this, a lot of people start taking action, don't get the desired result, feel heartbroken, and then go into this shell of just working on month-to-month survival. The entire purpose and the objective of becoming an entrepreneur gets washed away when you're just focusing on monthly income generation, when you're just focusing on making enough money to be able to pay your expenses and sustain your own personal lifestyle. Use those 700 days for massive learning and be prepared for massive failure. Condition your brain like a samurai. You know, one thing about Japanese warriors called samurais is when they go into a fight, performing their own death ceremony. So they know that in any fight, the man who's willing to die is the one who will win that fight. In entrepreneurship, it's just like that, at least in the first 700 days. The person who's willing to go through those failures, make those mistakes, and still not let go of their goals is the one who's going to build a scalable business. The rest are just going to build a business for monthly sustenance and monthly survival, which is the most pointless way of building a business. So keep in touch with that second reality of the first 700 days being about massive failures and massive learnings without damaging the dreams that you have of building your business. If you're able to pull that off, then you're on the right track. Which brings me to the third reality. The third reality is your business model. What do I mean by your business model? I truly believe in any business, the business model is the make or the break. And if you don't have an effective business model, then no matter how good your product is, no matter how great your sales pitch is, no matter how amazing your team is, everything is going to fall apart. Now, if I have to give you a one-line definition of what I mean by a business model, according to me, the business model of a business is the integration of the product or service with the right customer at the right price point with the right financial equation backing the business. So it's the integration of your product or service, your customer and your financial equation. If you are able to create the right business model where your product or service, when offered to the right customer, creates a favorable positive financial equation for you, then you have a good base. But if you are taking your product or service to the market and you're not targeting the right customer, or you're targeting the right customer but it's not a financially viable business, it's not going to ever create positive cash flows and profits for you, then your business model itself is a mess. The key is to create the perfect integration of these three elements, which is your product or service, your financial equation, and having clarity of who is the right customer. When you get these three elements going for you, that's when the business is growing for you. So with that, let's look at what's the fourth reality that you have to take care of in business. The fourth reality is to confront the biggest reality that everybody is not your customer. Everybody does not need your product or service. No matter how generic your product or service is, if you are sitting and thinking that everybody needs this, you are making a big mistake. Remember the rule. When you say everybody is my target customer, then the reality is nobody is your target customer. You are all over the place trying to make everybody adapt, trying to make everybody buy your product or service, when the reality is there is a specific audience for every product, for every service, for every type of business. So you need to know who that specific audience is. You need to know who has the money, who has the authority, who has the need for your product or service. And the initial journey, the first 2 to 3 months of your business journey is only to figure out who has the money, who has the authority, who has the need. Because once you identify who is the right customer for you, then you need to keep focusing on that right customer with your marketing and sales effort. But if you don't know who's the right customer for you, you don't know who has the money, authority and need, then you're forever going to be all over the place and you'll never build something that is scalable and sustainable. So the key is to understand the fourth reality, that everybody is not your customer. Because when you say everybody is your customer, nobody is your customer. Which brings me to the fifth reality that you need to be conscious about in your business. The fifth reality is in the context of selling. And in the context of selling, one of the most important realities that you need to accept is that every prospect will not buy. Yes, you heard me say that. Every prospect will not buy. Even the best salespeople on the planet have rejections, because sales is a numbers game. Some will buy, some won't buy, so what? Who's next? That's the mindset you need in sales. But if you go in with the mindset of, oh, if I'm putting effort on a client, if I'm talking to a prospect, then every prospect needs to buy. The people who go in with this myth and this notion that every prospect needs to buy, they end up feeling disheartened. They end up losing their morale when they face rejections. The key is to accept the reality that every prospect will not buy. Even the best salespeople on the planet face rejections. In fact, here's the bigger reality about this reality. The more rejections you collect in sales, the more revenue you generate through sales. What do I mean by that? Because sales is a numbers game and you continue to take action even though you're getting rejections, you continue to go out there and put in the effort in selling to more people even though you're getting rejections, that is the secret behind making more money. Successful salespeople have more rejections than average salespeople even have sales attempts. So go out there for more rejections so that you can get more sales for yourself. Don't stop at rejections with this notion of every prospect needs to buy. Accept the reality that every prospect will not buy and set yourself free. Which brings me to the sixth reality of business. Raising investments is not the win. Being funded is not the win. Unfortunately, our media glorifies entrepreneurs who are being funded, but nobody tells you what happens with those funds. Nobody has ever broken down for you how many thousands of millions of dollars have gone down the drain because people have sold meaningless ideas to investors who've just been greed driven, and because of the fear of missing out, invested in businesses just to stay in a particular industry or sector. And as aspiring entrepreneurs or existing entrepreneurs, one of the biggest notions you can live under is that raising an investment is the win. No, it's not the win. Raising an investment only means that your business is not sustainable by itself and you don't have the strategy and the system and the capacity to build something that can be a positive cash churner eventually and create actual value and not just be a fugazi in the air which is talking about valuation. Ladies and gentlemen, the reality is this: profits or exits is the win. Raising investments is not the win. It's only when you make profits and you're paying taxes on those profits, only when you're creating a positive margin in your business, that's a win. Or you're exiting your business and you're handing it over to more capable hands to expand it to a larger stage or a larger scale, that is a win. Raising investments is over glorified in our culture, and we need to stop glorifying investment raising. We need to start glorifying enterprises that make profits and enterprises that go out there and actually have a good exit. That is the reality of building a business. Which brings me to the next reality. The journey of building a business is a shabby one. The journey of building a business is not a perfect straight line. There is no secret formula. There is no magic formula for you to have a perfect journey from where you are to where you want to go. Each one's journey is unique and each one's journey is going to be shabby. And it is people, it is entrepreneurs who can handle the shabbiness of team members learning and leaving, who can handle the shabbiness of money going down the drain, who can handle the shabbiness of making mistakes, who can handle the shabbiness of some customers being unhappy, who can handle the shabbiness of strategies and systems failing and still not change their goals, not diminish the size of their goals, and instead adapt and grow, are the ones who will achieve their dreams, who will achieve their goals. But the ones who can't handle the shabbiness and want to be in control of everything because they want everything to be perfect will never ever be able to build a scalable, profitable enterprise, because these entrepreneurs become the business. They become the limiting factor of their business. Everything is only dependent on them. So you want to understand this reality that success is a shabby journey, and only if you have the appetite to experience shabbiness will you have the capability of building a scalable, profitable business. It's a very important reality to confront in your journey as an entrepreneur. Which brings me to the 8th reality of building a business. And the 8th reality is this: business is not a solo sport. It is a team sport. Now think about it. Nobody on this planet has built a massive business empire all by themselves. In fact, let me tell you this: entrepreneurs don't build successful businesses. It's leadership teams, it's intrapreneurs, the second line of leaders, that actually build successful businesses. Which means, as an entrepreneur, right from the day you start, you need to make a commitment to yourself that you will always look at building teams. Why am I emphasizing on this so much? Because in reality, I have seen far too many business owners who actually look at building a team and hiring as an expense. They look at building a team as a headache. They look at managing people as a pain in their backside, and they rather do everything by themselves. They prefer being the solo warrior in their business, and such a mindset will only take you to a certain extent, but you will never ever be able to build a scalable business. And this is a very important reality to accept and understand right in the early stages of your business. Some people give you the excuse where they say, once I need a team, once I scale up, then I will hire a team. But the reality is this: you don't hire a team when you scale up. You hire a team to scale up. And right from the beginning, you lay the foundation of building teams in every single department of the business, so there is consistency of activity in your business. Now, some may argue saying, but Rajiv, in the beginning stages, we don't have the money. Let me tell you this. Money is a lie. Not having money is a lie. More than the money, you need the right mindset. When you have the right mindset and you understand what the journey takes, you figure the money out to be able to build those teams. So I'm not going to sit and argue on people's realities of, but I have only this much investment or this much capital to start my business. I don't care what your capital is. I started my business with a capital of 5,000 rupees. And today, across my 4 businesses, we employ more than 2,100 people. So I know one thing, that it is more about the mindset than it is about the money. It's about how your point of view is, how your approach is towards building teams. And if your approach towards building teams is not healthy, it's not something that excites you, it's something that you look at as a pain in the backside, it's something that you look at as a headache, then please understand this. You're going to end up being in the trap of self-employment, where you will do everything but accomplish nothing. You will never build something that is scalable. So please accept this reality, that business is a team sport, it's not a solo sport, and orient yourself in the approach of building teams rather than in the approach of doing everything by yourself. Which brings me to the 9th reality in business, which is to do with marketing. Today, everybody understands it's important to do marketing of some form or some shape, where you need to take consistent action either on social media or on offline platforms, but you need to have a clear strategy which you are implementing consistently and proactively in marketing. But here's the reality that most people miss. When they start taking action on marketing, when they start implementing marketing strategies, they expect immediate results. And when they don't get the results immediately, they discard the activity of marketing and they live their life in hope and prayer, hoping and praying for clients to come to them automatically. Here's the reality. Marketing is a time-taking activity, but it's a necessary activity. You need to put consistent effort into marketing. You need to keep nurturing your prospects, and eventually you'll start seeing the traction. Don't expect quick results from marketing. People who expect quick results from marketing never ever build a marketing department in their business, which only means that the rest of their lives they're only going to depend on word of mouth referrals. And the truth about word of mouth referrals is you are not in control of the number of referrals you will receive through word of mouth. So it's very important that you accept the reality that marketing is necessary, marketing is essential, marketing requires consistency, and marketing is an activity which takes time in giving you the desired result. If you don't accept these realities about marketing, you will end up losing hope on marketing and you'll give up on the activity of marketing, which is going to put your business in a massive trap. Which brings me to the last and final reality you need to accept as a business owner. The last and final, the 10th reality is this. Your business finances are separate from your personal finances. Now, if you're not drawing that distinction right from day one, let me promise you one thing. If you think your business finances and your personal finances is the same, then you are going to be pathetic at the skill of money management. What will end up happening is this. You will always look at putting all your money back into the business and you will never build personal assets for yourself, personal assets for your family. Or you will end up misusing the funds of the business in a manner where you end up spending all the money that the business makes for your personal requirements and never build stability of finances in your organization. You are different from your company or your business or your entity. You are two separate entities and you need to manage the finances of these two entities in a distinguishing manner. You cannot have the same approach and merge the two as one. Neither is it healthy for putting back all your money into the business, nor is it healthy for you to recklessly draw money out of your business. You need to maintain the right balance and have the right systems to remunerate yourself for the time and effort you're putting into your business, and then use that remuneration that you are taking out of the business to save and invest to grow your personal net worth and your personal assets, and make sure that the business has its proper financial equation where you know what is the revenues, what are the expenses, what's the retained revenues, and out of the retained revenues, how much is going to be paid to the director or the founders as profits, how much is going to be paid as bonuses to the team, how much is going to be reinvested into the business, and how much is going to be kept in the business as savings, as reserves, so that the cash flow of the business is healthy. If you don't have a proper system for managing business finances and personal finances, then you will end up being a financial disaster, not just as an entrepreneur, but also as an entity and an enterprise. So make sure you accept the reality that business finances are separate from personal finances and you have clear systems to manage both. With that, I come to the end of sharing the list of 10 realities every business owner needs to accept and be connected to on a day-to-day basis while they are in this journey of building their business. I hope you found these 10 realities extremely useful and extremely valuable, and I hope you make changes and make decisions based on these 10 realities to set yourself in the right direction to be able to build a scalable, profitable business. And if you found value in these 10 realities, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to continue to invest your time with me. If you feel that I was able to add value to you through this video, then what I want you to do is I want you to click on the link below and register yourself for my 4-hour training called the Business Breakthrough Seminar. Now you may be wondering, why am I selling to you the Business Breakthrough Seminar? Let me tell you why am I selling to you the Business Breakthrough Seminar. And yes, it's true, I am selling to you. I am selling to you because I know when thousands of entrepreneurs attend the Business Breakthrough Seminar, at the end of the seminar, when I ask them the question, what they have learned, if what they have learned in those 4 hours of the Business Breakthrough Seminar was valuable, insightful, practical knowledge for their business, for their industry, 99.3% of the entrepreneurs respond saying yes, the learnings of the Business Breakthrough Seminar was valid and practical for their particular business. So no matter what business you come from, I can promise you the 4-hour Business Breakthrough Seminar will be relevant for you. And when I ask these entrepreneurs who attend the Business Breakthrough Seminar, how much return did they get by attending the Business Breakthrough Seminar, more than 70% of them say that they got more than 100x return from the time and money they invested in the Business Breakthrough Seminar from the lessons itself. I am confident that when you come to that 4-hour Business Breakthrough Seminar, you will see areas of your business that you've never ever seen before. You will explore strategies for your business that you've never ever taught before. And you will walk out with a perspective for your business which will alter the direction of your business life. So invest those 4 hours with me. The Business Breakthrough Seminar is just 99 rupees, and you will ask me a question, I know, saying, Rajiv, if it's so valuable, why do you charge only 99 rupees? Well, let me tell you this, that's not my primary business. I do this Business Breakthrough Seminar to be able to create a platform where we can provide affordable education and impact the lives of as many entrepreneurs. So this is not my primary income stream. So utilize that opportunity. In fact, the only reason I charge that 99 rupees is as a commitment that you will make to make sure that you commit your time, energy and intelligence to those 4 hours of the Business Breakthrough Seminar, because I know people don't value free things in life. So register for the 4-hour Business Breakthrough Seminar, and I promise you, you will learn a step-by-step system to build a business which can grow without you. Click on the link and register now. I look forward to seeing you at the Business Breakthrough Seminar.